Hi everybody, this is Rita Young. I'm the Family Strengthening Partner with Project Launch here in the Columbus area. Thank you so much for joining us. This event is a little bit unique. First of all, we want to thank Muskogee Moms for partnering with us on this event. And we are broadcasting live from Midtown Medical. So we have folks that are here, who are present here, that are getting to know each other. They're talking at different tables. The approach that we use is called a parent cafe. So what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about that, and that'll give folks an opportunity in person and online to get an idea of the methods that we use. So a parent cafe is a type of social technology that's used really around the world. Corporate companies use it rather, healthcare organizations use it, and it's a way to start and spark a conversation on a variety of topics. So the topic that we chose for this parent cafe, by the way, this is our 10th cafe. We've done 10 in the Columbus area. So we've done them at Head Start locations, at the YMCA, several YMCAs, Boys and Girls Club, and this is the final one. So we're real excited to have you with us tonight. So again, a cafe, what I'll do is I'll throw out a question, just like you all are used to doing online, and we'll discuss it as a group, because so many of us, I don't know about you, but we're all so rushed with time that we don't necessarily sit down and talk about topics of interest. So tonight we're going to be talking about what do you do when your child misbehaves. So the first thing I'm going to ask you all is just at your tables. I've introduced myself. My name is Rita Young. I've done all types of town hall meetings, cafe conversations. I've done them with 7 people. I've done them with 300 people. I've done them online. Hi, Katie. Thanks for joining us. So what we'll do right now is if we could just introduce ourselves online. If you could, of course, we see your name online, but how many children you have and what are the ages of your children. Again, our topic tonight is what to do when your child misbehaves. And what we mean by that is if you see it over and over again. So if our folks who are live with us here at Midtown Medical, you're going to hear me repeat things a few times over and over because new folks will join us. So I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record. So just letting you know that in advance, you might hear some things. So at your tables, if you could just go ahead and introduce yourselves. And again, talk a little bit about why this topic is of interest to you. So our folks online, if you could, thank you, Katie, introduce yourselves and go ahead and go. It's okay with the noise, we're fine. So introduce yourself to the person next to you, what brings you here, and the ages of your children. So please begin. So anyone, and we're waiting for some folks online.
Katie's with us.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Anyone else out there? So again, we're talking about, it's going to get a little bit loud here, which is fine. It's supposed to. We've got folks that are here enjoying themselves. Again, my name is Rita Young, and what we're discussing tonight is what do you do when your child misbehaves? And this is not just the one time when you maybe take them on an outing or to church or to a family event, but if you're seeing something occur over and over again, what are some things that you can do? So that's the topic tonight. We hope that you join us. And again, if you're having any technical issues, a couple things to think about: refresh, refresh, refresh. And then you'll see it. And of course, Muskogee Moms, well, I don't want to say of course, Charlotte, but I'm thinking you might be archiving this.
Yes.
So you'll have the full conversation. We won't be on, we'll be on probably for maybe 12 minutes or so, 12 to 15 minutes. And then you can get on with the rest of your day. So let us know who's out there. And all right, so for some reason anyone else? Yes, can you all hear me? Can someone say, hey, I can hear you? That's a great point, Charlotte. Can you all hear? I'm wondering if we should refresh your phone.
No, the phone's fine.
Oh, the phone's fine. Okay. Because it's not scrolling.
It's because we haven't had any other comments.
Okay. All right. Oh, thank you, Katie. All right, good. We don't know. Hi, Mia. How are you? We have folks here. Project Launch. Yeah, there's so again, Facebook Live, it takes a little bit. Sometimes it might take 10 minutes for folks to jump on. I don't know. So yeah, we're just going to continue to talk about some things as folks are introducing themselves. So we're here to talk about Project Launch. Project Launch, it was it was actually a federal grant that the Columbus area received specifically on educating the public on social emotional milestones of children. So I don't know if you all are aware, but there's a big push for parents and the general public to learn about developmental milestones, not only the physical milestones, but social emotional as well. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And there are folks that are joining us here live, and then we have you all also joining us online. So just a couple things. I'd love to know from you all, how's school going? Folks are introducing themselves. Is it the first or the second week of school?
For some it's the first, and for others it's the second.
Okay, some is the So type your answer in the comment section. So how is school going? I know this is it can be an exciting yet stressful time of year, right? So how's school going for folks? How's school? Do you drive your kids to school? Are they on the bus? Homework. Any homework? Type your comments in. I think you might be seeing them. I don't know. How about this? Is there anyone out there? Okay, what are you seeing?
Three
I see.
Online, and so far the only ones who are
commenting. Okay, I got you.
Katie.
All right. Second week so far. All right. Thanks so much, Katie. All right. So how's school going? That's the question. How is school going? So I'm going to ask the larger audience. So everyone in the audience here, did you get to meet some new folks? Did you meet some new folks? Great. So I hear that this is the second week of school. How's school going for you all? Yeah? It's going well? Okay. Good. I know sometimes, we have some shaking heads here. We don't know if it's going well or not. That's good. That's good to hear. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is, are you all familiar with Project Launch? Project Launch is a grant. Yes, I hear a lot of folks that are shaking their heads. Project Launch is a grant that was received for the Columbus area through the Department of Public Health. And it is specifically to educate the public on social emotional milestones for children 0 to 8. So specifically, again, as parents, and how many parents do we have here? Are a lot of us parents? Okay, good. So we're really, Project Launch is emphasizing education of not only the physical milestones, but the social emotional milestones. So when we think about children misbehaving or quote misbehaving, that may or may not be an indicator of something else. It may or may not at all. But one of the things that we want to make sure that all parents are aware of are the free tools that are out there, specifically on developmental milestones. So Mia, is there anything else I'm leaving out on Project Launch? So in other words, Project Launch is administered through the Columbus Health Department. It provides assessments for young children ages 0 to 8, and also provides assessment or resource linkages. So if your child needs specific services, they'll link you to other resources to help them be able to receive those early intervention services. Do you all know about those, the folks that are here? Do you know have you heard of Project Launch maybe on this side, or early intervention services? Okay, good. We have an opportunity to educate you all. I know that Project Launch has done an amazing job in terms of their marketing campaign in the Columbus area. There's huge billboards. There's a billboard out, or there was, on Project Launch, which is great. So We want to make sure that you know about that. Okay, so on to the topic of the day. We have some folks online. That's going to be a little bit, like I said, it'll go a little faster than our folks here. So we have lots to talk about in our cafe, and I promise I will not do most of the talking. It's you all that are going to be doing the talking. So when the topic, what to do when your child misbehaves. Again, not a one or a two-time occurrence, but when you're seeing things that are happening on a more frequent basis and you're not quite sure what to do. Right? So one of the things that you can do if you see a pattern or you're concerned about your child's development is you can pick up a free tool or you can look at this online. But there's a great tool called Milestone Moments, and I realize this might show up backwards for our online folks, but it's Milestone Moments. It was developed, and by the way, it's so important to find credible sources, right? Because anything and everything is on the internet. All I have to say is fake news. You all know what that means, right? So we want to go to credible resources. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention developed this Milestone Moments booklet as a part of the Milestone Moments collection. So there are brochures, there's information online. It's available in different languages too. So Spanish, most of the information is in English and Spanish, and online there are other languages that it's translated into as well. So this booklet goes up to age 5. So you can pick this up. This is for free, actually. It's a free tool. No one's going to call you trying to telemarket anything else. It's free. And you can pick it up at the health department, or you can go on the CDC website and type in Milestone Moments, and everything is available online. So for example, and again, as parents, and by the way, we have a pediatrician in the room who's going to give us a great tip in just a little bit. But as parents, we're used to really looking at the physical development, right? Physical. Are they walking? Are they crawling? Are they pulling up? But what's great about this booklet, and it starts again at 2 months of age, 2 months, it starts with the social emotional milestones. So social emotional, all the developmental categories, language, cognitive learning, and then on the flip side here, in purple, it gives you very specific strategies on how you can help your baby and child, right? So it goes through social emotional, language, cognitive, specific strategies. Again, this is free and available online. And then physical, of course, that's important. And then at the very bottom in the green, it encourages parents to act early if they are concerned about something, and specifically to connect with their pediatrician. So again, I highly, highly recommend this. It's a free tool available online at the CDC website. They also have a developmental tracker on the website. They have a developmental checklist. So say, for example, you're going to visit your pediatrician and your baby is 6 months old and you want to make sure that they're achieving all their developmental milestones. To prepare for that visit, you can go on the CDC website, print off that checklist, and it's a great conversation tool with your pediatrician. So again, we're all about building partnerships, making sure everyone's educated and aware, and so we wanted to make you aware of this tool. So what do you all think of this tool, folks? And we have lots to give you. If you need extras, we have them as well. Okay. Anyone here, what are your thoughts about the tool? The Milestone Moments booklet. Yes, ma'am.
I think that it's an excellent start. If he's having some concerns, it's an excellent start. Like you said, it starts at 2 months. So it's a good reference to.
It's a good reference. You're saying it's a good start, right? It's a good start. Also in the very back, I didn't point out, there's a place for notes. So another thing, it's a great idea. Oh, I'll take that one. Yeah, all right. And Project Launch has sponsored this, so you can see the Project Launch logo here. Project Launch also has a website. You can go to their website. That's another great resource for you all. But again, it's a great start, as you said, and there's a place to take notes. Another thing, as we're partnering with healthcare professionals, it's a great idea if you have any concerns or questions just to jot those notes down. I don't know about you, but I forget sometimes yesterday what I had for lunch, breakfast, whatever. So I don't want to go to the doctor and say, oh no, I forgot to ask that question, right? So it's a great place to catalog that. Any other uses you all think for this booklet, the Milestone Moments booklet, Department of Public Health.
I like
Yes,
the way
ma'am.
it has little check boxes because as your child meets that milestone, you can check it off. And then at a glance, you can see, oh, we did this whole page, and then you go to the next one.
Thank you, Dr. Hartman. Here's what she said. It has check boxes. I don't know if you all can see that next to each developmental milestone there. And who doesn't love a checkbox, right? We all love checkboxes. You know, something you can say, oh, we've done that, right? Any other uses that you all think that we could, for the Milestone Moments booklet? So again, as we're thinking about being able to track our children's development, social, emotional, the way they get along with others, and that's why we decided to pick this topic tonight. So in terms of what to do when your child misbehaves, what are some things that folks are thinking out there? How can we help parents if their child misbehaves? What are some things that we can do? You can give them choices. Okay, that's some things. Again, we're going to connect parents to educational, credible resources and to the appropriate professionals. That would definitely be the first point of contact there. Oh, someone is, okay, all right, thank you. All right, Nicole also says give kids choices, and someone is listening and cooking spaghetti at the same time, so I'm very impressed with that. We can't do that here. So anything else? What can we do if we're seeing that our child is struggling? Anything else, folks here?
Just words of encouragement, hugs, kisses.
So lots of affection. What about affection, folks out there? Are you thinking that affection might be a good choice for parents?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. Definitely. Anything else?
Just positive reinforcement.
Okay. Positive reinforcement.
Positive attention.
Positive attention. Okay. Okay. So positive. So what would that look like? What would that positive attention look like? Possibly. If a child is misbehaving, we want their behavior to change or improve.
Well, if they're misbehaving, don't get angry. Try to step away and not get mad.
So taking control of our emotions, is that a good idea? Okay. And is that easy to do, folks? Is it easy to, oh no. Okay, I see some folks shaking their head. Why is it not easy to do?
We're human.
We are human beings, right? And sometimes we don't sleep, and sometimes we've got 18 things to do, and there's only 8 hours a day, and so we've got our stresses as well.
Timeout is 1 minute per year of age. And that works for adults too.
So we need timeouts as adults. Okay, that's a great thought. That's a great thought. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, since we're going to do a little bit of switching back and forth, I think it might be an appropriate time to have Dr. Hartman just give one tip. So you all, this is a pediatrician, Dr. April Hartman. She just volunteered to do this at the very last minute. So she's going to give you one tip regarding discipline, and she says that she gets asked quite frequently. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and you're going to see me move.
Hello, everybody out there and here. I see a lot of kids, and one of the things I get asked very often is, what do I do about discipline? I'm afraid someone will turn me in if I spank them. Timeout doesn't work, so what do I do? And it's like, yes, please don't beat your child. And one thing, especially if you have an active child who's all over the place, when you tell them to go sit in timeout for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, how many of you say that your kids will actually sit there for that time? Chances are not many. So what I tell my parents is to use something that I like to call active punishment. And what that is instead of making your child sit down, make them do something. If you have a house where they can run laps through the kitchen, living room, whatever, make them run 10 laps. If 10 is not enough, make them run 15. If they're still laughing, oh, this is fun, make them run 20, 25, however many it takes to make them tired, like, okay, I just want to sit down, I'm tired. Okay, now they're ready to sit down. Maybe you have them do jumping jacks. If you have stairs, make them go up and down the stairs. Make them tired, because your whole thing is you're tired and you want them to sit down, and trying to make them sit down is not going to work. So you need to make them do something to get them where they're like, okay, I just want to sit down, please let me sit down. And then they'll flop somewhere and they'll sit there. It may only last for 10 minutes, but hey, that's 10 minutes more than you had before. So try active punishment, think outside the box, get creative in what you make them do, push-ups, sit-ups, whatever. Make them take a pile of bricks from one side of the yard to the other. Whatever you have to do to just wear them out so that they're ready to sit down and that they feel like it's something they don't want to have to do again. It has to be a punishment that they don't want. If it's fun, make them do it until it's not fun anymore. And I guarantee you, I usually say start with 1 minute per year, but if it needs to be longer, if it needs to be 15, 20 minutes for a 5-year-old, then you make it 15, 20 minutes because you want them to be ready to sit down when all is said and done. So active punishment, try it. It's worked for a lot of my parents. They really like it. Use it.
So
All right.
Dr. Hartman, are there any questions while you're here? And our folks online, if someone could type that in, because I don't think they could hear me. Are there any other questions that you all have while Dr. Hartman is here on behavior?
Any questions? Have any of you tried anything similar to active punishment? Have any of you tried making your kids do something rather than making them sit still? Has that worked for you? It does. It works a lot better, especially if you have an active child. It really does. One person is saying, I do that around our house. Or make them do chores, cleaning the bathroom, whatever. You know, you just want, whatever you're using as punishment, it has to be something that the child does not want to do. And if you do that, it works. And then you don't have to beat them. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to move on to some other different types of questions. Again, we've given you a couple of resources that you can use, and now we're going to move on to some questions that we're going to discuss. And thank you so much, Dr. Hartman, for offering sort of at the very last minute to do that. I'm sure folks thought that it was very valuable. And we have some little hearts going across the line, so I'm sure they love that. They love that. And you're a natural, so. All right, so here's some things for us to think about. There's so much going on right now in the world, right? I don't even have to tell you all what's going on in the world. But Project Launch is about how we can help our children, our young children, thrive. So for the next few minutes, and our folks online, let's consider this question. How do we help our children thrive in troubled times? So, just to let you know, sometimes the questions that I ask are on the deep side, right? So they require a little bit of thought. So it's not just what you had for breakfast, but the cafe conversations are to really have us consider and discuss things that are meaningful for us. So how do we help our children thrive in these troubled times? So talk about that in your table, and write on the flip chart paper that you have, write your answers there. And our folks that are joining us, if you will type in your answers. So the question is, we're living in some troubled, difficult times right now. How do we help our kids thrive in troubled times? And so we have folks that are discussing that in small groups here. And then we'd love to hear from you. Okay? So again, the question is, how do we help our children thrive through troubled times?
Do a reminder of where we are.
We are at Midtown Medical Center in Conference Room B. We are here for Project Launch. Project Launch has sponsored this Facebook Live specifically to help educate the general public on social emotional milestones and how to help our children 0 to 8. And my name is Rita Young. And Charlotte is a great producer. She's right over here. And I would love to turn it over to her and see, because she's an absolute natural. So we're talking about how do we help our children thrive in troubled times. We don't have to rehash what's going on. All you have to do is turn on the news, folks, and it's a challenging time. And how do we protect our children? Or how do we explain things to them? I had a friend yesterday that went to a town hall meeting up in the Marietta area, and she said the Brownies did the Pledge of Allegiance beforehand, and they stayed in the town hall, and it got very heated, very passionate, a lot of emotions going on, and she said she watched those little girls walk out of there not knowing how to digest what had just happened. So, we're living in different times, and we have to think about, someone says, I'm trying to be active. I think is that for you? Katie says, I'm trying to be active. I think she just texted you.
Okay.
I think she did. Okay, so again, how do we help our children thrive in troubled times? So I think I've done several of the Facebook Lives, and sometimes you have little technical glitches. So I'm hoping, it sounds like folks can hear. And if you're able to type in or just send a little note to know that you're online. And okay, so it's good. Okay. So what we'll probably do, the video's a bit choppy. Okay, thank you. What you'll want to do is just refresh. We're in a hospital and they've got great Wi-Fi, but you never know what kind of interference is going on with a lot of folks that are online in the hospital. So again, refresh. If that is not working, just know that this will be archived, and so you'll get a chance to hear it a little bit later. So, are folks answering, or do we need to let that thought linger for a little bit? Okay. So again, how can we help our children thrive in troubled times? How can we protect them with everything that's going on right now?
How long do we want to continue? Do we need to?
We'll probably stop. Yeah. So folks, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and wrap up. And two things before we wrap up is, if you are interested in the Milestone Moments, again, you can find it online on the CDC website or for free at your public health department here in Columbus. If you're interested in child health and well-being, and you have volunteer hours that you would like to give, the Young Child Wellness Council meets here at Midtown Medical on August the 24th. They meet once a month. And so please, they're also developing a parent group. If you're interested in joining that and learning more or developing your own yourself as a parent leader, please do. And please check out the Project Launch website. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to Charlotte.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was our first live video with Facebook, and we hope to do it again. So, again, thank you so much for being here. We'll chat with you again soon. Bye.